Recording.
Okay, so yesterday we have discussed about OWD, right?
Yes, OWD definitions.
How OWD works, what are the different types of OWD setting that we can apply on the object, right?
Yes,
So OWD is for the organization level, right?
yes,
So to tighten the security and to limit that security level to few people or few group of people, we are having the concept of profiles. Okay, so first of all, what is a profile? Okay, and why do we need it? Okay, we already have OWD, but why do we need the profile? Okay, so what it is saying, profile is a collection of rules which helps us to implement some restrictions and also give access to a group of people, then making a flat impact across the organization. Okay, we have seen OWD is applying for the organization level, whereas the profile is being used to set some rules and restrictions at a group level. Okay, or for a particular group of people or few users. Okay, so in OWD we can't make selective sharing of data, hence we need profiles. We have flexibility in profile which is not present in OWD. Okay, what kind of flexibility that is offering profile is offering, what are the things that are available, we will see. Okay, so how to create a profile in Salesforce? Okay, first we will go to the setup. Okay, we are in setup page, and then we look for the profiles. We search for profiles, click on profiles link. Here you see all the list of existing profiles in our organization. Just ignore this. Okay, we have to click on new profile. Okay, this is how we will create. But before saying how we can create the profile, let's take a real-time example. Okay, let's take a real-time example. Okay, okay, let's say Anjana, you is setting up a new office, right? Let's say you're setting up a new office where you have like HR department or finance department or IT, and you have also given some space to some cafeteria or some activities or some printer scanners cafeteria like this, right? Okay, you have split your office into these things. Okay, now you have set few rules and restriction as a owner of this organization or as a CEO of this organization. You have set some few rules and restrictions like what all HR department can do, what our finance department can do, what our IT people can do. All these rules and regulation notice board you are putting up everywhere. Okay, you're getting my point. So the HR department, what are they can do, what they cannot do, the finance department, what they can do, what they cannot do, whether they can see the data of HR or HR data, finance department data can be seen by HR or IT data can be seen by these guys or not. All these restrictions you have applied on a notice board. Like this you have filled. And same applies to this common areas, whether who all can access, how they can access, and all this information you have kept in office. Okay, this is fine. Now you have recruited people in different department, and they are also following your process, right? Whatever rules and restrictions you applied here, every company who joins your company or office are following fine. Same way, in Salesforce also we have to apply some rules and restrictions, right? Got it? You're connecting with the example.
Yeah.
So rules and restrictions we have to apply. So how we can apply? How you are enforcing your users to follow the rules and restrictions that you have applied. Okay, those all things we will see. Okay, so what shall we do now? We have to go to profiles in the home, in the setup home. We have to search for profiles, and then we have to click on new profile. But you guys observed something? What is this? We are clicking on, we clicked on new profile, but it is saying something else. Why is this? I didn't hear. We clicked on new profile, right? We want to create new profile. I clicked on new profile, then why this page is coming? What is meant by cloning? Clone.
Using the existing profile, it is fetching some profile fields data and creating the new.
So cloning is something which is like a Xerox copy, where we are trying to copy from one object to another object. So in Salesforce does not allow us to create a new profile from scratch. If you want to create a new profile, we have to clone it from some other existing profile and then make the settings as per your requirement. Okay. So who will give us the requirement? Tell me. Who will give us the requirement in real time?
Business analyst. Scrum.
So business will give us requirement, right?
Yeah.
Which should say what all settings should be applied to the profile. Got it? This information, however, we get from business, right? Based on that only we will create. But to create, to start to creating a profile, we have to clone it from an existing profile. Okay, let's try to clone. So if you observe, what are the fields available here? Existing profile means from which profile you want to clone, from which profile you want to copy this. And then user license means this analytics cloud integration user is associated with which license, which user license. That is displayed automatically here. And the profile name is something that we are going to create, the new name. Okay. So now tell me, what type of user license profile I have to select? There are multiple profiles available here. What kind of license do we need to access all the standard and custom objects?
Salesforce.
Salesforce license we have to select. Now we want to apply this on which user? We have some test user we have created, na? Tom someone.
Dick.
You guys created some other name. So this user having which license? Salesforce license. So we want to apply this profile. We want this user to be into that profile. So what license he is having? Salesforce license. We have to look for the Salesforce license profile, existing profile to clone. Okay. Now let's see authenticated. Are we getting Salesforce license? No. Charter external, no. Okay, this one got. You are observing what it is happening. When I change a profile here, automatically its associated license is coming.
Yes, correct.
The same way that we have seen when creating a user.
Yes.
There we will select the user license first, then go for the profiles. Here the same concept, but here since we are selecting the profile first, its associated license is being displayed, but we do not have option to select a license here. We do not have option to modify a license. So we have to compulsorily choose a profile which belongs to the Salesforce or the license which user is having. So our user is having Salesforce license, right? So then only we can use this newly created profile. Otherwise it's useless, right? If I am creating some charter license profile, can I apply this to our user since he is having Salesforce license?
No.
Let's say I created charter profile. Can I see charter profile, newly created charter profile here if my license is Salesforce?
No. Salesforce.
That's the reason we have to select a valid user profile for cloning, which the user is having. So let's say we'll Salesforce license is matching with the user license. I'm copying it from here. Let's create one profile. Give any name.
Raj.
Guys, profile name should be some valid name. Let's say some
Store manager. Store
finance,
Manager. Finance audit
finance,
manager.
not even manager, finance department. Let's say department. Finance
Section.
whatever. Okay, whatever finance company or finance stream or data, whatever, right? And just click on save. One second. So our profile is created. Now if you observe, there are so many settings. I'm just clicking on edit button. So many settings are coming. Did we created anything here? From where did we get all these things?
It's clone.
I think
From
everything was
the,
inherited by the existing
yeah, whatever
existing
settings
profile.
and things were there in our cloned profile that we use for cloning. From that, we took all these things. Okay. So now we have to do our work. Okay. So what kind of description you want to give? You can give this profile is for now description you can give anything. And what is the first section we have here? Custom app settings. We have already seen this. Where did we see this? This visible default and all options.
While creating app,
That's correct. And one more thing to note is here, even though it says custom app settings, it will also include the standard apps also. Okay, like
okay.
sales console, sales, service console. These all are we have created. No, right? These all are existing things only. No? So Salesforce, it includes both custom and standard apps. We don't have to worry about it. Just ignore it. Okay. We just select whatever apps you want to view. Just select it. Okay. Now let's ignore this setting. Okay, and select some more options. Backup can. Okay. Now there is one more option here. What is this? Tab settings. This setting also we have seen. Where did we see?
Users.
Guys, the tab settings, when creating a object, we have created tab also, right? To enable
Yes.
in the app. You guys forgot. What is default on, default off? You guys remember?
Yes, Naman.
Okay, so standard, there are two types of tab settings, standard object settings, standard tabs. These are the standard object tabs. And below we have custom tab settings. Okay, these all are the custom apps, the custom tabs that we have created. Okay, so I am let it be the settings default on for all the things. Okay, now there is important and interesting thing here, administrative permissions. Okay, so what do you mean by administrative permissions?
High level departmental access.
What?
Something high level access to the
Okay, so
domain
this is
security
basically an
information
additional,
secure.
it's like an additional level access where we give for only specific people, not for all the people, right? So what all things it is present here? Some different access conversation, access libraries, bulk hard delete. Do we want to give this bulk hard delete to any user?
No.
If you give this, what will that user do? If we delete any record, then it's gone.
Yes.
It cannot be retrieved also. And if you select author apex, then it's like if the user wants to coding apex coding, then you have to give this apex author apex checkbox. And then if yesterday you asked about can we manage the user, can we edit the user, reset the user password, right? So if you want give such kind of things, you have to select this manage user checkbox like this. Manjunath, you asked right yesterday.
Yes.
So you have to select this manage user, but it's not required as of now, since we are working on a normal user. Okay. But just for your information, I'm telling. These all are additional permissions or the greater level of access that we are giving only to specific people. When you want to give to specific people, then only you have to select these things. Okay. If this profile is being used by some high level people, then only you select this kind of things. Okay.
Yeah.
Now there is one more section, general user permission. General user is like it can be given to anyone, right? It's a general thing. So we don't have to worry about it. Here that user can access activities, he can activate contracts, activate orders, he can manage the flow. If manage the flow means he can create or edit the flows from backend. He can manage the leads, he can run the lead, he can run the flows. We have seen, right? Run the flows. You can convert leads, or you can send emails. What is the send emails? There's no harm in sending emails, right? These are like general things. Okay, based on your settings and requirements, whatever the client is giving. If your client says, I want this profile user to send emails, then select the checkbox. I want this profiles to run a report or create a report, then select this report builder checkbox. If I want my user to convert leads, then select the checkbox. If I want my user to access the activities and tasks, then this checkbox. So if I want my user to create case, then do this. So multiple things are there. One-on-one, if you look into deeper things, I mean, once you get free time or when you start working into this, just look at all the permissions that are present here in the general access and in the administrative access. Okay, in real time, if you are going to work as an admin, or if you have asked to create a new profile, at that time, based on your requirement, just look and identify which and all options or checkboxes you have to select based on the requirement. Got it? Got it?
Yes.
This transfer cases. If you want your case to transfer from one person to another, use this. Transfer leads, same. It's okay, nothing harm. These are general things. And now we are going into one important thing here. This is the main thing. Standard object permission. What are standard objects you can access? If you are observing read, create, edit, delete. Okay. Normally we call this CRED or CRUD. It's equal to create, read, edit or update, and delete. So these words you have to remember throughout your Salesforce journey. Okay. So CRED, how it is being applied on the profile level. Let's see. Do you really want me to explain you about standard objects? Not required, right? Because we are working on custom objects, right? So whatever the same thing, anything, even it is a custom object or standard objects, whatever we are going to discuss is all same. Okay. Now these are the custom objects that we have created. See, student object we have, Samsung mobiles we have, Parker pen we have, vendor registration we have, and some other things. Okay. Now what object we want now? Tell me. Students, the Samsung mobiles. We are familiar with these two, right? Let's talk about this. Okay. Now read. I'm selecting read to Samsung mobiles. I'm selecting create. Okay. Now tell me what kind of access is this? If the user is having this profile, what he can do with the Samsung mobiles and what he can do with student mobile, student objects? Tell me.
So he can read that particular custom object which we have created, and we can create another one if anything is required on that.
Okay, let's draw something here. Okay. Okay. Let's say this is HR department now. This is finance department. Or let's say so this is what we are doing. We are finance department, right? We are creating finance. This is HR. Okay. Now we have two persons here. And there is another person here. Guys, remember, just focus on the class. Very, very important. Okay. We should not get confused. This is very, very important topic. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, guys, let's say this guy, this is Tom. This guy is some John. Or this guy is some XY. Who is that name? Or Ram, whatever. Okay. Now, Tom is having Tom and John both having the same profile because they are finance department, right? Let's say we have created this profile already and assigning to both of these users, finance department user. Okay, these two users. Okay, now tell me, if a record is created by Tom, can John see this?
Yes.
Okay. Let's work on only single object to avoid confusion. Let's say we are working on student object. So a record created by Tom under student, can John see this?
Yes.
Okay. But I would say no. Wrong answer.
Both might have different profiles, then only it is no. If both have the same organization level
No, no,
and
no.
the profiles belongs to same.
This is basic access. By looking at the above, just a basic access that every user is having. Whoever is having this profile assigned, it's the basic access. He can only see his. He can only read his records. He can only create his records. Okay, and he can only edit his records. He can only delete his records. But he
Okay.
cannot go and edit John's record, or John cannot go and edit Tom's record, like that. Okay.
Because view all is not enabled.
No.
What if you
View all is different concept. I'll tell you. Okay. Now I selected edit. What will happen? He can read. He can edit only his records. Got it?
Okay.
Now I select delete. He can view, edit, and he can delete his own records, but not other user records. Okay, got it? Even though in the same department, he cannot do it. Okay, now let's select all. You understood? This is the basic level access that is given to each user to access his own records or to work on his own records, not for other user records. Understood?
Yes, Navin.
Okay, got it.
Now, what is this view all and modify all? Okay, first discuss about view all.
I mean, record created by other users also visible to other user of the same department.
So you mean to say if Tom created a record, John can see.
No, irrespective of Tom or John, whoever mapped to that object
Yeah,
created.
that means Tom record John can see,
Yes.
John's record Tom can see, and anyone in profile can see.
Yes.
What about modify all?
He can update both. He can view and update.
You can view and update and also delete. All this. Modify means it's everything.
Yes.
Yes.
But I would say answer in different way. Okay.
Okay.
View all and modify all will let the user access records from one department to another also.
Yes.
Okay. So what happens is, I'll tell you. I'll just give the definition first, then you guys will tell me. You guys tell me what it is. Okay. View all. Okay. And modify all. Okay. Permissions ignore sharing rules and settings. Sharing and settings. Allowing administrators to grant access to records that are associated with given object. Across the organization. You guys can ignore this last statement, but looking at the first two lines, Yeah, guys, where did we got disconnected? It's like everyday problem.
You are saying some last line to ignore, and
Okay,
so from there we lost.
okay. Yeah, guys, tell me, by looking at this statement, what do you guys understood?
Naveen, can you please share your screen?
Yeah, can you see my screen now?
Yes, Naveen.
Yeah. So by looking at this statement, just tell me what you guys understood.
If we enable these two permissions under roles, so that will ignore the rules set at the organization, that is OWD. It will override basically. This permission will override the OWD. If we enable these.
Where did you see OWD here in my statement?
No, at the organization level, the sharing rules. Sharing rules is OWD.
No. Sharing, see, this is all rules that we are applying. These all are the rules only. Settings or rules, whatever you call, these all are the rules. What is a profile? It's a collection of rules, right?
Yes.
What the user can do, what the user can access, what app he can access, what objects he can access, what and other things that we'll discuss. Okay, but this is not the way that you have to understand about this answer. What about others? Can anyone guess?
View all and modify all, like it will be given to the particular profiles, because it can be alert view for the other users, whatever the work that has been done in the organization, that or the we can change if anything to be modified, that can be carried out by the other person.
Okay, I'll tell you like this. See, student object. Let's say we are working on student object right here. Student object. Okay. Now, student object access is given to HR department. This guy is HR department right here. This user. This user is HR department also having access. Finance department is also having access. Okay. Similarly, there is another department, some XYZ department. There also some people are there. So whatever record Tom has created, all people in all the department can access if they are associated with that object. You understood? View all means if Tom created one record under student object, and if this profile, if the other department is having the student object, if they have access to that, then they can also access it. They can view that Tom's record. If HR department access to that object, then they can also access. Across organization level, this setting will be applied. You understood?
Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
The modifier is also same thing. Whatever record this finance department is creating, if that object is accessed by other departments, then they can view, edit, delete, whatever they want, they can do. Got it? Understood?
Okay. Got it.
Across the organization level, irrespective of the department or profile, if they have access to the object, then they will be able to view it or modify it. Understood?
Okay. Got it.
Okay, let's not select this view all, modify all. Okay, just for time being. Okay, I'm just selecting only create, delete, and all these things. Okay, and as well as other objects as well. Okay, now we have selected create, read, edit, delete. Okay, now there is another setting, session settings. What is the session setting? If you are not active on your session for 30 minutes, 1 hour, then you have to, then automatically it will be logged off. You might have seen your banking applications, right? If you are inactive for 30 minutes or 15 minutes, you will be logged out for security reasons. You might have seen this in real time, right? Session logout.
Yes, sir.
And the next comes password policies. When do you want this guy's password to be expired? See, in the profile, we can add any number of people. Let's say in the profile there are 100 people. Whoever is whoever is uh, under this profile, whoever is associated with this profile, all those users profile will be expired in the 90 days or 30 days, whatever you can set here, or never expires also. Like this you can set. And there's one more thing. When they are trying to reset the password, you are not allowing them to keep the last 3 passwords or 4 passwords, 5 passwords, 24 up to 24 passwords. The last 24 passwords you are not allowing user to keep again. Okay. You might have seen in your offices when your password is expiring, you cannot use already used password. Like that they will give you some reminder. If you are using the same profile as your last profile, last password, you might have seen some errors, right? You cannot use the last already used password, like that. Have you seen?
Yes.
You have seen, right? Okay, that's good. So better keep it limited to 3 or 4 passwords, not more than that, because humans cannot remember what the 24 passwords, right? What they have kept from last 24 passwords, right? Better to limit with the last 3. And password length also you can decide whether you want 8 characters minimum or 10 characters minimum, like that. And how the password should be: numeric characters, alphanumeric, upper, lower, all these things. Guys, this is all security related. You are observing, right? How you are restricting the user, how strong you want your department people to how your department people to access and keep the passwords. All these things you are setting up. So when you create any user with this profile, all these permissions and the policies, password policies will apply to him. When he tries to create a new password, then whatever setting you do here, all these things will apply. Okay. Password question requirement is all okay, cannot contain. And if the user is giving the wrong attempts, wrong login attempts, then lock his profile. How many times you are giving him chance? 5 times, 10 times, or no limit? No, usually if we enter wrong passwords in our internet banking, then our account will be logged for one day, right? You cannot access on that day. The
Yes.
next day it will be released. Similarly, you have this time. If the user attempts wrong password, and then it is locked. After how many minutes you want to unlock? Whether 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, or never. If you keep forever means the user should request the admins to reset the password. Then we will reset. Then he can reset from his end. Okay. Yesterday we have seen, right, how to reset a password. User password. Have you seen that?
Yes, man.
Obscure secret question. If you want to keep secret question, we can do. And if the password is changed today, then user cannot change the password immediately. At least 1 day gap should be given, like this setting. Okay. So these all things. Okay, we have done enough setting. Just click on save. Now our profile is ready. Now what do you want to do now? Our
Assign it to some user.
Yeah, user has created office, set up an office, and then kept all the user restrictions, and then he joined. People are joined, and then he has segregated the people in different departments. So we are also here in the real, in a Salesforce term, we should add users to this profile, right? Okay. If there are already users in this, we can view like this from here, view users, and we can add new users from here like this. This is like a creation page it is going, but instead of this, we have to go to users, open whatever user we want, click on edit. User license is Salesforce, right? In this only we have created, no? Are we seeing the new profile?
Yes,
Finance
finance.
stream.
Finance.
Yes, finance stream we are selecting and clicking on save. So this user is applicable. See, there are multiple ways to add users to the profile. This is one way, manually we are doing. Then using data loader we can do, there is one option. uh, and the bulk creation, yesterday we have seen up to 10 users. There also we can select profile directly, okay, manually. Got it? How many users we can create manually at a time?
10.
10.
Good. So now let's see how it is working. Okay. So on which object we have kept? We have kept on student object now. Let's go to OWD. How shall we go to OWD? We have to search for sharing settings, right?
Yes.
Click on edit. See student. I want to make it private. Okay. Private means what is private?
Not accessible by others.
If a record is
I mean, records will not be visible for.
okay, that we are applying. Okay. Now click on save. Okay. Now go to login as Tom. I am logging in as Tom. Going to students. See what's happening? I am not seeing any records. Yesterday we were able to see, right, students?
Yes.
I am able to see Samsung mobile because OWD is not private for this. But students, it is private, and at the profile level what we have given, we have given only
Basic.
You are edit.
we have given only create, read, edit and delete, but that too basic access, right?
Yes.
Yes. That's the reason but I have create access. Let me check whether I can create. Okay. test profile. Okay, clicking on save. Though that is private, OWD is applying or the profile is applying, we are not sure. Can we edit this? Can we edit this record?
Yes, option is there.
Yes.
Okay. Can we delete this record?
Yes, we can.
Done. Okay, now log out and let's make some small tweaks to the profile. Okay. There is one shortcut way to go to profile. Instead of going to profiles page, now okay we are having only limited profiles. We can see it directly from profiles. Okay, and in the profiles page you don't have search option also to search. You have to if you have to remember the profile name. Based on that you have to go to that starting letter like this. You are seeing a B C D E F G like this.
Yes, yes.
Instead of that you can go to users and then from here directly click on this. We need to go to finance stream, right?
Yes.
Finance stream, edit. Now guys tell me, I am removing this edit option. Automatically delete is also gone. I am saving it. Let me see how it works. I'm able to create.
Yes.
I'm able to create. Can I edit this?
No.
I don't have option at all to edit.
Yes.
OWD is saying it's private and you own this all this thing. You can edit, you can create and you can read. As per OWD, if it is a private, what are the things that user can do?
You cannot perform anything.
If
Not
OWD
even create.
equal to, guys, answer based on a rested learning. If OWD is private, what user can do? What is OWD first? Tell me.
If it is private, no records
Or
will be displayed, right?
organization wide.
That is for one user to other user, right? Now we are checking with only one user. Student, he has object access, then what all he can do if it is a private? This, okay, I understand. If it is private, this new student record is not accessible by other user, some John. But what the owner of this record can do? He can do create,
He
he
can
can edit,
create, edit, CRUD operations he
right?
can perform on
He
that,
can
right?
read, create and edit, right? But here that is overridden. He cannot edit now. Why? Because
Profile.
profile we have removed the edit option.
Yes.
You are now getting the difference.
Yes.
You understood?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's keep view all option. Okay. Let's log out and see how it works. I'm changing the setting to view all for student object. Okay. I'm giving this. Okay, but I'm removing create option. Okay. I'm giving only view all option. Guys, remember what I'm doing here? View all. I'm removing create, edit and delete. Okay. Just clicking on save. Now login. I'm going to students. See, earlier we got only one user access and that too we have created. These are the things that we have seen earlier, yesterday. You guys remember?
Yes. No.
Yes.
Now these are recently. If I click on all, I can access all. Now you guys getting the difference?
Yes.
What is view all? Huh?
Yes.
Now okay, I'll open this. Can I edit this?
No.
Can I delete it? No.
No.
Right? So that's the difference.
No.
Profile is like a parent for OWD. Okay. If profile is not there, then OWD will work. If profile is there, then profile settings only will work. Okay, got it?
Yes.
Okay.
Now let's see some interview questions for you. Okay. Guys, compulsory you guys should practice this, yeah, OWD profiles and all, and then only once this concept is completed, then only you have to create the new user and then assign that profile that you create to that user, and then try checking all these combinations. Okay,
Yes. No.
practice.
Yeah.
So some points to remember in the real-time project: never use standard profile that we have already seen. Always we have to create our own custom profile that we already discussed. Why we are not suggesting to use standard profile? Because the standard profiles are given by Salesforce. It may have multiple restrictions and
License.
security. We may not know what are the settings and all that are applied for that profile. So better you create a new you create a new profile so that you can set up as per your requirement. Okay, understood?
Yes.
Okay, now tell me, can we change profile license once profile is created?
Yes, I guess we
Yes.
can, yeah, we can change.
Yes.
Can we change profiles license once profile is created?
Profile license is fixed, I guess.
Did you got a chance to edit here?
No.
Yeah. Oh,
Then why are you saying yes? No.
Hello?
oh,
Okay.
Can we change user license once user record is created?
Yes.
yes.
If view all modifiers enabled in profile, then can we see data of users from same department as well as other department?
Yes.
Correct.
We have just now seen, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Naveen's records are being accessed by
John.
Tom. He is finance department, I am another department, system admin department, right? So he is
Yes.
seeing. So that's correct. Now some scenario. Let's say we are working on BMW car deals with object. In the finance we have Tom and John. Sales department we have Jenny and Rosie. Now tell me, for the finance department we have set modify all equal to yes. We have enabled modify all checkbox. Now tell me which of the following statement is correct. Tom can see or edit data of only John. Tom can see or edit data of John, Jenny and Rosie.
B. Option B.
and edit without changing.
Because we are giving modify all
Modify.
equal. That's why he is seeing. Okay. And one more important thing, let's wrap up this quickly. Tomorrow also we are going to continue profiles topic only. There are some more things you have to discuss. Before that, this important thing you have to note. Let's see if at all you have got a chance to work in a real-time project, and if someone asks you to implement the profile, this is what the sequence you have to follow. Just forget whatever we have done till now. This is what the process steps we have to follow. Okay, first what we have to do, we have to create an app, object and respective fields. Then we make OWD equal to private. Then we have created the profile as per the client requirement, right? Give cred access equal to read only for all objects on which department profile wants to work. Okay, we have to give cred equal to yes for the department who wants to work on it. Also give access to apps, tab, etc. These settings are already seen, right, in the profile.
Yes.
Also we work on login IP and login time. Tomorrow we'll see this.
Login time is nothing but session.
No. Tomorrow we'll discuss about
Okay.
login time and login tomorrow. That's why I told you some more things are there. We'll discuss tomorrow also. I think it will take profiles only.
Okay.
Then we have to create user as per given requirement. Then add users into the profile. Then done. Profile setting is completed like this. This is the thing you have to follow. Okay.
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 Tomorrow we will see some interview questions or some mock interview kind of thing around this settings, modify all, view all. Okay.
Okay.
I'll try to collect some questions, and then we'll discuss about login IP and other things, and then we'll go for these questions. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Then see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Naveen.
Just guys practice every day at least these topics. Okay.
Yes, Naveen.
If you are we are only 3 members. If out of 3, 2 members are not giving correct answer, means I'll also feel bad, right?
Yes.
At least small, just day by day go through, because everything is interlinked. Whatever we are doing now
Correct.
for the next 4-5 days, everything is interlinked. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, Naveen.
Just at least go through the recording, at least if you are unable to practice also, so that you can answer my questions. Okay.
Sure, Naveen. Yes.
Okay, guys. Then thank
Thank you,
you.
Naveen. Yes.
Okay.
Bye.
Good night.